Today I'm with Tyler. Tyler, how old are you?
24.
Tyler, you mentioned to me that you're the ex-boyfriend of Caitlyne. Is that correct?
Yes.
How long were you with Caitlyne?
For, I'll probably say for about a year.
You guys were both on the street?
Yeah.
And during that time that you guys were together, were you guys able to get help? Were you guys just kind of surviving as a couple?
Yeah, just surviving as a couple. We tried to get help, but it seemed like everything just kept going wrong for us, like in our path. So we just kind of just tried to maintain it as a couple and just stay strong.
And you haven't seen her in a while?
No, I haven't seen her in almost been about 12 months actually.
Yeah, I think last time I talked to her was about 3 months ago. So she's still out there, unfortunately, but at least she's with us.
Yeah.
She's still fighting the fight, just like you are.
No, I'm currently sober off of booze.
You're sober.
Yeah.
How long have you been sober?
I've been sober for 3.5 months now.
Was that due to being locked up?
For the couple months I was locked up, yes, but I already had a couple months before that. When I was out, I was already sober of them.
Okay. And I asked because I noticed an ankle monitor on your right foot. Is that they're kind of watching you or what?
Yeah, but it's not because of that. It's because I keep failing to do probation.
Okay. And what are your plans once you're off probation, or what are you trying to do?
Trying to get into the sober living house and get a job and just start a new life from there.
If you hadn't chosen the route of being on the streets, addiction, what would you be doing with your life right now?
Honestly, I'd be just working, stay at home, just trying to make plans for a family.
Is that your goal one day to have a family of your own?
Yeah.
And I know that was a goal of Caitlyne's. Caitlyne has mentioned that to me. I've been interviewed Caitlyne like a total about 5 times, I believe, the past couple years. And as you know, she had a real tough childhood, right? Growing up, foster care, and just bad things that happened to her at an early age. Do you think you'll be the father that your family, your children are going to need?
Yeah.
You've learned from being out here and kind of the struggle out here?
Yeah, I wouldn't want my kids to be out here doing the same thing I'm doing right now.
Which is not good, right?
No.
When I met you, you were already familiar with Lost in Phoenix because of Caitlyne. I was mentioning the purpose of my channel, prevention through awareness. By you having the courage to share your story, you could actually help save a person's life, a young life, because the youngest person I've seen is 13 out here in this neighborhood. And you said, I know who that is.
Yeah.
He's my homie.
Mm-hmm.
So that young 13-year-old young man, give me an update because I haven't seen him in a year. How's he doing?
He's doing good. He's just doing the same he was doing before, still riding the scooter, still smoking, just doing what he can to try to get his fix. But I don't know. I think he's just really at this point in time. But if he decides to stay strong, he'll be able to kick his addiction like I kicked mine.
Can you give me a little bit of background on the young man? So he's 13 years old. He's well known out in the streets because he's always out in the streets. I haven't seen him, but you've seen him because you're out here all the time. But what's his family life look like? Does he have a mom, a dad? What's going on there?
I know him, but I've never met any of his family. I maybe seen his mom going up to the store with him, and he went inside with her, but then he came right back out. I haven't really met his. He hasn't introduced me to his family like that.
I just think it's tragic that a 13-year-old, we're talking about a 13-year-old man, a young man. You said he should be strong, right? I mean,
yeah.
He's 13 though. He might not know what that means, the way you and I understand, because we're older, we've lived life. But 13, every time I seen him, he's always on a scooter. That's childlike, right? He's still a kid, right? Innocent.
Yeah.
And I think it's really tough that that he should be learning by being out here in the street, right? So it's just very concerning, right? How do you feel? How does that make you feel?
Like it just shows how fucked society is that's over when it's overflowing with drugs, and how much a kid can go through at a young age to make them turn to drugs and to make them not want to stop, and then when they finally want to stop, then it's just too late.
Yeah, it's a good point. How old were you when you started, Tyler?
When I started, I was approximately 11, and 11 all the way to now, like, well, until all the way up until when I kicked it. It was rough, but I mean, I managed to get through. After I got arrested, I told myself like I needed it, because when I got back out, I already knew I wasn't gonna be on the same thing doing it again, because I have that mind power to be able to kick it and not go back to it.
You were 11 years old. What substance was that at 11 years old?
What substance?
Yeah, what were you using at 11?
I was using methamphetamine and Percocets. I started Percocets at 11, and I started methamphetamine when I was actually 7.
7 years old?
Yeah.
At 7 years old, how do you get your hands on a G glass meth?
In my case, it wasn't a G. It was a distant uncle, part of one of my relative sides, who decided to on my 7th birthday party at a young age decided to give me. He was really drunk. Decided to give me a needle full of heroin. I don't know why. He just did it, and after that, I just kept shooting up from there, and just kind of took off, and then I just kicked it after I got out of jail.
7 years old. I just can't imagine that. Sometimes family isn't family, right? The ones that should protect you the most, that love you the most, they harm you the most sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes friends aren't friends, right? So it's odd the way that works, unfortunately. But today you're clean, and you know you should be proud of that, because you know how hard it is to be clean, right? So Tyler, there's a little bit of visual impairment for you. People are gonna say, oh no, he looks like he's still using, he looks like he's still on it right now, right? But that's a little bit of visual impairment that you have.
Yeah.
Have you had that all your life, or is that due to using?
No, I've had it all my life. It's hereditary.
Okay. And being clean, but being out in this area where pills are everywhere, how do you stay away from it?
Honestly, I stay away from it because I no longer have that urge to do it, because I already have put in my mind that I'm not going to do it. I already kicked it, and then people around me still smoke, but they'll be asking me if I want to smoke. I'm like, no, and sometimes they'll ask me again, and I'll just get up and I'll walk away. Or I'll go walk down the street, and then walk back, and just stay away from that group, and just, really keep to myself, and just don't really talk to anybody.
Yeah, well, you must have some intense perseverance and the strength to be able to say no. Okay, that's great to hear. But continue to stay away from that. I'm gonna say, Tyler, thank you very much for sharing your story. Hopefully a young person out there watches this and learns from you to not try it to begin with, right? At the age of 7, 11, 13, at any age, just say no, right?
Right.
So I'm gonna hand you a donated blessing bag from one of my subscribers. Her name is Shorty. And here's the bag, Tyler. It's a blessing bag. There's a sweater in there, toiletries, snacks, and some items that you could use. Okay. She also gave a little letter for me to read to you. So I'll go ahead and do that for you. There's a $5 gift card to QT, so you can use. Here's the
Thank you.
gift card. Says, first, I want to say thank you for accepting this blessing bag my family and Tracy helped me make for you. I only ask that you do me a favor and say a prayer for me as I battle my struggles with depression, anxiety, and awful thoughts as well. When you can, please pay it forward and bless someone by simply being a friend and helping someone in need. Hope these items help out a little. Be safe, and please call Art to go to treatment. So we really do care and appreciate and are praying for you. Love, Shorty. So the good thing is that you don't need treatment. You're doing really good. So that is awesome. I'm also gonna hand you my card, Tyler, with my number on it. Okay, here's my card. And here's some Narcan you could pass out to some of your friends out here, okay?
All right.
So thank you very much, Tyler. Stay safe. We'll talk soon.
All right.